I want to know if you can hear me if you are here, because I'm trying my little microphone out, and I'm not great at technology at all. So if you can hear me, let a sister know. I think so, because I can hear myself. Can you hear me? Holla if you hear me. Y'all let me know real quick. If it's anybody in my comments or on this live, give me a thumbs up or yay or nay that you can hear me before I get to rambling, because I'm good at that. I can definitely do so. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say you can. I really wish it's my lighting. It might be a little better. Not too light, not too dark. Anybody there? I know this my first live, so I know it's not gonna be jam-packed with people. But here I am. Who's here? Let me know. I wonder if it's like I should be able to see my chat. I mean, I can see it, but I don't see. Wait, let me do it this way. Live chat. I'm learning how to use these platforms. Can you hear me? Because I done hooked my little microphone up. And again, I'm not good at this, so I just want to make sure that I am heard clearly. Because like I said, I can ramble. I can go on and on and on. Yes, I can. Okay, good, Myra. Hey, girl. I see you. I see you. So I'm just going to start. I'm going to first start with why I'm even here to begin with. I did a live on Nylah Says platform. And Nylah is pretty known. She has a big following. And I discussed Claressa Shields' character because I dealt with her personally. And during the time that I dealt with her, it was when my brother passed or was unalived. I got to be careful about the language. I don't know it, so I'm going to use like internet, TikTok language, But unalived by a drunk driver, my brother was. That's him on the clock. Oh, that's him on the clock behind me. When my brother was unalived by a drunk driver, of course, I went home to Flint to spearhead his funeral and get everything in order. And in doing so, I had to set up everything, basically the funeral, how that works. And so when it came down to it, so my brother has myself and four other siblings, and we um, decided that, okay, this one side of the family is going to, the maternal side of the family is going to pay for half of the funeral expenses, and then his father's side would, the fraternal side would pay for the other half. Now, where Claressa Shields come into play is she is or was my brother's cousin's fiance at the time, Tony Rich. Everybody know who Tony Rich was because he was her fiance. And this was my brother's first cousin on the fraternal side of the family. So um, when we discussed payment, again, it was said that one half would be the maternal side, one half would be the fraternal side. And the maternal side, we came up with our half. It was nothing, there was enough of us to make it happen. Went and got his grave site, paid for that, got it all together, and we were just waiting for the fraternal side to make their payment. Now the day came where the funeral home's like, yo, we don't have the other half, so we contacted the other side of the family, and it was said that Claressa Shields was going to help them pay their portion. And because of my nephew, who was 16 at the time, he is the deceased son, his junior, made a post on Facebook because Claressa Shields did a balloon release for my brother, and at Tony's gym at the time. She just posted it on Facebook. Everybody pulled up, including us. We pulled up, although we had our own personal family release. But that day we all pulled up. And this is where my nephew got upset because during the balloon release, the gym was open. And I've heard a lot of people say, because again, I told this story on Nyla's platform. Now, when we pulled up, the gym was already full. There's kids in there. There are adults in there, which were Claressa's people. I don't know exactly who they were, but they were with her. And so when my nephew, both of my nephews and my niece went inside the gym, I followed behind to keep an eye on them. And also my son was with me at the time. And at that time, I believe he was about 12. Yeah, about 12, 13. So we go inside, and my niece, there were already kids inside the ring. The children were not on the equipment that was in there. It's just like a treadmill, one of those mountain climber machines and other things, but they were specifically at the rings, at the ring. The ring side was surrounded by other children. So my niece was one of the ones that got inside the ring. Once whoever was already in the ring were done, my niece put on the boxing gloves, and she, was boxing with another kid, which was a young man. He was about the same age as my niece, and at that time, I think my niece was about 13 or 14 when her dad died. And so she's in the ring, she's boxing, and in walks Claressa. And she's just yelling like, y'all get up out of the gym, get up out of here. Everybody get up out this gym now. So again, when we pulled up, the gym was already full. There was kids already in the ring. It was already occupied. I'm talking the doors wide open, so I say, hey, Claressa, these are Don Jarrell's children, the deceased. That's his daughter. And she's like, basically didn't look my way, didn't say anything, just pretty much paid me dust. And she decided to repeat herself to put them all out the gym. So I repeated myself. And at this time, my twin brother walks in. And I asked him, like, you can hear me, right? And he's like, yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. So I'm like, let me go try again. So this time I get a little closer to her and I tell her, hey, these are the deceased kids. These are your Donjarell's children, and still nothing. Okay, cool. So at this time, I gather up my people. Niece, come on, nephews, let's go. Don't even worry about it. They were upset about it. Their feelings was hurt. So I'm like, don't worry about it. Let's go. We step outside. My nephew walks off. He left the whole balloon release, and we couldn't find him. His mom called me frantic, like, yo, where's little Donjarell? Can you please call him? He doesn't want to talk to anybody but your son, which is my middle son, who at the time was 18. And so I called him to find his cousin. He does, and he walked away. He walked kind of up the block. We were on Coldwater Road. Any Beecher people know exactly what I'm talking about. He walked up Coldwater and went towards MLK. So he's gone. And while he was gone, he decided to post on Facebook that Claressa Shields is not our cousin. She's making everything about her. She didn't even introduce his kids. She didn't say anything to his kids. He was upset about that. So he made a post. So fast forward to the day of time to pay for the funeral. And I also want to point out that the maternal side of the family were not in conversation about how they were going to pay their half, how the fraternal side was going to pay their half. That wasn't our place. That wasn't our business. Everybody grown over there. We're talking, he had my brother's father, grandfather, aunties, cousins. There was plenty of people on that side, just as it was on the maternal side. So once it became time to pay, we're talking to Tony's mom, and Tony's mom decided that, or to let us know that Claressa was upset about the post and that she was the one that was going to help them pay their half. And she's not going to pay it unless my nephew takes down the post. At that time, our family refused. Because what? How does that make sense? There's no disrespect there. He said how he felt, and it was true. She did make it about her. Even when the accident happened, the blogs immediately was like, oh, Claressa Shields' cousin was hit by a drunk driver, and she answered to it. When the post happened, she commented on the post and was saying things like, y'all know how the blogs are. I don't have control of that. And I said, well, you do as well, as you are the champ, right? You're the fighter. You're the one in the known. So you know how they do as well. So you could have cleared that up. That was our encounter. It didn't go any further than that. But she knew me by face at that time once I commented. So she was upset because my nephew put that out there, that she was not his cousin and that she made nothing about them. They were upset. So she told them that she was going to pay, which again, we didn't know that that's how they were going to pay. So Tony's mom is on the phone saying, she's upset and she was going to help us pay because we can't afford. So if y'all could take the post down so she could pay. At that time, my uncle was standing there and he said, no, we're not doing that. This conversation is over. He politely took his beautiful self down to the funeral home and paid their half. And once that happened, that was the end of it. There was no need to discuss anything further. Now, I've seen a lot of people saying things like, she wouldn't have came to the funeral. I agree. Here's my position in that, though. Because of the fact that I had a great responsibility to my family, I could not think outside of that. There was no thinking outside of that. There was none of that. I really feel like when it comes to my brother's cousin, which is Tony, that's who, we should have dealt with, which we did. My sister actually dealt with him in his words to her. And the conversation was, he don't deal with drama. So if you don't deal with drama, then you should get your little girlfriend and put her in check. That was not for us. Her showing up at the funeral. Okay, cool. I didn't really realize that it was going to go that far. I just felt like once my uncle paid that price, we took care of the rest, no problem. There was nothing else to discuss. Now, during the time of the funeral was when she showed how unhinged she could be. Bully behavior, trying to intimidate me by standing over me. There was no reason to come down from the podium and on the stage to even show the church family members that's full of family members for my brother, where he sat, which was right behind me, and my son was sitting in that actual seat. But she came down and hovered over me, stood over me, trying to intimidate me. And now before that, at the viewing, I'm standing against my vehicle. My cousin is standing in front of me. We're talking. She pulls up. And when she pulled up, she, shoulders went up. I know when somebody's trying to be intimidating. So I leaned up. I stood up. And I had on like a hoodie. I threw my hood back. And as she's passing us, she's looking at me. I'm looking at her. And she's, again, trying to intimidate me. She got the little butch walk going on. And I'm just like, yo. So she look at me. I'm looking at her. And she like, what up? I said, what up? She keeps walking over to Tony's vehicle because Tony was already there in the parking lot with the rest of my family. At the time, my cousin's standing there. And she's like, what's going on? Because she was confused. Like, what? What's going on? Why is she, looking at you like that? Like, is she cool? And at the time, I'm like, she better be. Okay. My sister actually had some other encounters with her from when we were inside the viewing. I'll let her tell that. Now we're at the graveyard. This heifer wants to try and step in front of me, want to be first. She's trying again to intimidate me. I tested it a couple of times to see if it was me tripping or if this was actually happening. It was actually happening. So I'm like, okay, here we go. And at the time, I'm sober-minded purposely. At that time, I did drink. I don't anymore. But at that time, I chose not to during me having to take care of this great responsibility. I didn't want to be inebriated in any type of way. Because it was too much of a responsibility, too great of one for me to mess it up like that. I respect my brother too much, and I love my family. So at the graveyard, as we're leaving, we're kind of standing out in the roadway area, which was close to where my brother was buried. And I'm with a couple of cousins. We're all out there just talking about everything, reminiscing. And she gets in her car and she revs up her engine and she comes toward us driving, and then she stops, get out of her vehicle and say, ha, I wasn't going to hit y'all. And it's like, what type of game are you playing? So for me, I feel like, yeah, this girl is unhinged. I don't understand her movements and why she felt the need to even do all of that based off of a post that my 16-year-old nephew made, which he just was expressing himself. I listened to a couple of lives. There's one dude, Battle Truth. A lot of people like him. He has a great following. I listened to him and he tore my interview apart. He made it look like I was lying. He tried to make it look like the family was disrespectful because she should have paid. We should have respected her because we the ones needed the money. Battle Truth, let me tell you something, brother. We didn't need shit, especially the maternal side. Okay? That was the fraternal side. That had nothing to do with us. So for you to try to pick apart everything that I said and then make it like we were ungrateful and that we didn't have money and we didn't, hey, watch out. Because the maternal side, it was okay. We took care of that. That was not the problem. The problem was that side of the family, which we were not in communication with to know that she was even going to help them. So your commentary, yeah, suck, my boy. Don't do that. Don't do that. You don't know what you're talking about. You I guess you're looking for her to call into your YouTube channel like she did Hood Champions. I don't know if that's going to happen. You tried it though. But anyway, yes, he did have a right to express himself, Mara. She did not announce the family. I don't know why the people are confused about that. But see, that's the problem, the enablers. I've seen nothing but enablers. I'm not gonna lie, that live that I did with Nylah, 90% of the people understood exactly what I was saying. 90% of the people were disgusted by Claressa's behavior. So I can care less about the other 10%. Do I like to clear up things? I do. I don't like being lied on. If I'm going to come and tell a story, then it's going to be 100% truth. And how I got to that live, it wasn't just me saying, "Ooh, I'm about to go tell what Claressa did." That ain't how that happened. It just so happened that Nylah, I follow her. I'm a subscriber of Nylah's and have been for a while. And this night she had a live going, and they were talking about when Claressa called in to Hood Champions live and pretended to be, she was in third person and then went into first. She pretended to be somebody else and then ended up being herself, right? And so the internet caught wind of that. So Nylah had a live on it, and I happened to be on that live, and I told her that I was on it and that I called in because I actually, when I heard Claressa's voice, because she had been avoiding me on other platforms, when I heard her voice, I decided, let me call into Hood Champions Live and give my speak, because I also follow Hood Champion as well. I follow content creators that are, their platforms are professional in truth, right? So when I heard her, I'm like, yo, let me call in so she can hear me, since she on this live saying everybody lying on her. Everybody not lying on you, Bookie butt. So I called in and I started to tell a little bit about what was going on, and Hood hung up on me. So while I'm on Nyla's live, I let her know, like, yeah, he hung up on me too. A lot of his subscribers were over on Nyla's live complaining about what happened on his live. First, he was cool. He was all for the people. And then as soon as Claressa got on, he switched. And it did happen that way. However, he kind of did a backpedal, and I understand, he an OG, so I don't really have any ill will towards him. But that's what happened. So I'm expressing that on Nyla's live, and I said, this is, that happened. And she's like, well, what you call in for? I said, because I had an issue with her and I wanted to address her, since she was in the comments and she wanted to call in and play third person to first. So I wanted to address her. And she was like, well, you had an issue with her. So that's how that interview happened. Me and Nylah connected. She asked if I wanted to tell my story, and I said, yeah. So we connected, and I did that. And I don't care who, I don't need permission from nobody. I'm a grown woman. I'm talking about overgrown, baby. You understand? I didn't need anybody's permission to tell how I felt about this unhinged individual who needs therapy. Because this is how I felt about it. You wanted it to be all about you. You wanted it to be all about you. You didn't acknowledge his children. That was very ugly of you to behave like that. Like, it really, truly was. How do you not acknowledge his children? The youngest baby there was 3. Do you know, for like 2 years straight, my niece was looking for her dad? So the least you could have done was acknowledge his children. You made it all about you. I didn't like that. My nephew didn't like that. So he spoke about it. And like, who the fuck? Who do you think you are, Claressa? No, literally, who do you think you are? He hung up because he been trying to get her to come on his show. If you go look up Hood Champion Boxing. He's a Dominican brother. He pretty cool. I like his commentary. He had been talking about Claressa for months. That's most of his content was Claressa Shields, because he was once a boxer. He understands the politics in boxing. So he would cover a lot of her stories, not just her other boxers, but mainly her, because she the one who stayed in the mainstream. Like, every time you turn around, it was something with Claressa. So a lot of people was on his platforms to talk about it. And he wanted her to call in and because she would say things on her live saying that these content creators was lying on her. So when he finally got her on there, he switched. He like, He like ended up went from, yeah, that girl unhinged, you need mental help, to, well, she ain't doing nothing. I don't understand what she doing wrong. Like, it was weird. And a lot of people, if you go back and look, a lot of people was upset. And if you go back and look, you look now in his lives, not a lot of people are there. They done went over to Nylah. They done went over to Battle Truth. They done went over to, and even though Battle Truth, even though he lied on me, he tried to break down my interview the way he did, disrespectfully, he got a lot of good commentary as well. So a lot of people went over to them, and Battle Truth shared his feelings about Hood Champion as well. He felt the same way, but the brother hung up because he wanted to get in Claressa's good graces. He thought he had hit the jackpot, I guess. Didn't, because now his lives barely have 50 people on it. I'm not really. I only got 2. That's fine. I don't care. I'm starting off. However, he got a great following though. But his lives used to be jumping. I'm talking, we be in there on a Friday night like we in the club. You understand? And people would call in because he have a call-in live. And Mr. Skinny, I just, now I'm a member of his. Like, but he has a lot of great commentary as well on Claressa. But that's why he hung up on me, because he wanted people to call in and say something good. Now that Claressa was in the comments, which she always in the comments under a different name. Always. And the people always clock it. Like, we're not dumb. And be weeding around, and she finally just gave in and called in on the third person and slipped up into first. Like, couldn't even go along with the lie. Like, you could have just kept the lie going, Buki. Like, why did you do that? But that to me should show people my story ain't far-fetched. It's not a lie. It did happen. And again, the maternal side did not need her damn money. We didn't ask for it. That was the fraternal side. I feel like Tony wasn't broke. He was not broke. So for him to allow that to happen, he sucked. He corny. He corny because really, bruh, you let her just take over. He wasn't even at the balloon release. Why are you not at the balloon release? Yes, I am. I'm gonna keep doing it. I got another interview. I'm gonna send y'all the link Thursday coming up. Don't worry about it. And I'll have my sister on there with me as well, because we're talking about receipts. Those are easy to come by. When you telling truth, the receipts are there. It's no lie, no reason to lie. But her character is flawed. Her trying to intimidate me at the funeral, the viewing, like literally walking up like this. Like, hey, my nigga. Hey, young man. Hey, yo, bruh. Watch out. And what's crazy is me and her, she probably like an inch or so taller than me. Like, and all I was thinking was like, girl, this ain't what you want to do. This whole parking lot is mine. But why would I fight her? I don't want to fight her. That's stupid. I ain't fought in years. And I'm 12 years her senior. The hell I look like? If you don't go, you would get jumped. Okay, because my brother was there. But yeah, they would have hit that young man for putting his hands on me. I don't care. I don't care if she's unhinged. I don't like it. I don't appreciate what she did at my brother's funeral trying to intimidate me. I had my twin on my left and my big sister on my right. My twin on go. But I got my son behind me. I got my other son behind me. My brother's children over here. My big sister over here with her oxygen. Like, what I look like? What I look like? There wasn't no way she was going to get me to that point. To reach over my shoulder was definitely nasty work with her little musty self. Okay? And then when we at the graveyard, she got the... I'm laughing because I'm about to say this, and I've been saying it since that day. I just haven't said it publicly. But with her Monica shoes on, the Monica shoes when she was sitting on the curb, yeah, with them shoes on, them toes hanging over while she trying to step up in front of me like she boss hog. Girl, if you don't back up with them damn Monica Easter shoes on, if you don't go, listen, she pissed me clean off. Like, girl, what the hell? And I'm telling you, she was so close to me that I'm just like, I look the nigga up and down. I look over at my brother. He gave me the look of, yeah, twin was having it, was with it. And then my sister, she just like, yes, before you walk out my life. 3000s. Yes. She had them boys on. Like, what? If you don't get the hell on, it's November. It's November 3rd. Girl, put them toes up. If you don't put them long ass toes up, bro, before I stomp on them, I had Chucks on. I was stomped on them boys. Like, watch out. Crip walk on them boys. If you don't go, it's the before you walk out my life 3000s for me. Can't make this up. Those were the shoes she had on. Now, let's go to the dinner. After the graveyard, we make it back to the church. Now, my sister got another story about how she acted in the parking lot. Okay. But she'll tell that on Thursday. I'll send the link. But I got me some good ginger tea. And no, I'm not conceited. I just like my name. But now we get back to the church. She already at the church, her and Tony. And we sitting down. I'm sitting with my boy's grandmother and family. You know, we sitting and we got our little plate. And yeah, the white ones, Mara. Yes, I can't make this up. The white ones. Toes were hanging over the top of them boys. Like, if you don't go, sis, like, is you cool? My bad, y'all. My son got something in the air fryer. I'm at the crib. It's nothing. So yeah, 3000s. So we at the church and we're in the basement, eating or whatever, and Claressa and Tony is sitting at a table. Yes, in my Remy voice, period. At a table that's in front of us, like 2 tables in front of us, and Claressa's back is towards me, and Tony is on the other side. He's facing. So Mama, my boy's grandmother, she under the table like tapping me, and I'm like, I see him. Tony been he had wandering eyes. So when I tell you the wandering eyes, she wanted to see who he was looking at. Boy, when I tell you, you know how the owls turn their head all the way around, it their heifer turned like she was a poltergeist. I'm talking about all the way around to see what he was looking at, and I was just like this. And I had locks at the time. I cut my hair, but I had locks at the time, and I'm like, me. And what you gonna do? Nothing but sit there, eat your chicken Buki, since you wanted to pull all of that. But yeah, I did not appreciate her behavior. First of all, towards my niece and nephews, and then secondly, to try to intimidate me. A lot of comments was like, we would have got her. I understand. If I wasn't the one who had to take care of business, it would have went down. I probably would have been drunk with my family, to be quite honest with you. But I had the great responsibility, so I had to behave a certain way. It wasn't, I could have instantly got the family activated. But it was so much going on around that time that the family was surrounding the church, and this is Flint. So yeah, my family, the men of the family were, surrounding the church and pretty much making sure the family was safe. So again, it wasn't that the family, didn't stand on business, so to speak. It was just like, we don't got time for that. We don't have time. We got other, bigger fish to fry. You're nothing, I don't know who she thought she was, but what's crazy is that is the church that she went to. So she knew where my brother sat. But again, to come down from the stage in the podium, like, bro, that was unnecessary. That was just dumb. Why did you do that? Or who are you trying to intimidate? Who are you trying to bully? You can't bully me. I'm not to be bullied. Hold on. But yeah, that happened. Now, even after that, not only did I do that for the funeral, The criminal case for the guy who the drunk driver, he ended up with probation. That's up 2 years of fighting that case. Wasn't fun because they played in our face the whole time. When you have an open courtroom with the family and the guy who took my brother's life sitting basically next to each other and near each other, it's like I think that's intimidation also. I think that's bullying also. I think you were looking for the family to behave a certain way. Did we want to? Yes, it hurt. It hurt bad. Yes. I'm talking, it was days that he was right in front of me. Like, imagine the courtroom, there's pews. He's right in front of me, and I wanted to just, put my arm around him, put him in a lock, the headlock, and give him what he deserved. But we couldn't do that. That was jeopardizing our own future. So for 2 years, that happened to us. And we didn't retaliate. We didn't do anything. My sister might have said a few words. She funny. My little sister, she funny. She said a few words for sure. That was funny. I laughed as loud and hard as I could. We can't do nothing. The least we can do is get a little laugh in. And that's exactly what we did. So fast forward 2 years later, September 30th, this is the day of sentencing. The day of sentencing for him. And this is the day that the family was able to give their victims' impact statements. I was the first one to go up and give my statement. And in giving my statement, I let him know, how I felt. Dude, I didn't wish death on him or anything like that, because that's not something I want to carry. I don't want to be responsible for that. That's not a good feeling to have. If something happened to somebody that you wish death on, you're going to carry that. If you don't have empathy, or you're not an empathetic person, then by all means talk your talk. But I can't do that. Those type of things stay with me. But I let him know what he took away from us, what he stolen, and what he deserved. I feel he deserved to, when he closed his eyes at night, he see my brother. I feel like he deserved to see him, and that it'd be so bad that he don't want to go to sleep, that he has all type of issues where he have to go to therapy. Yeah, I said that, and I meant it, and I still mean it to this day, because not only am I still needing therapy, what about his kids? This is something that's going to be for a lifetime. They're never going to get their father back. So yeah, I mean it. Like I really want you to be I want you to have to go into the office of the therapist and lay across their couch. Yeah, that's what I felt. I wish that for you. I don't take that back. And then I walked out the courtroom to gather myself, because what I didn't want to do was cry in front of him. And again, he was within arm's reach, kind of like how Claressa Musty self was in front of me. That's how he was. He was right there. I could have took that opportunity, but why? Why? At this time, I'm in college to get my bachelor's in becoming a teacher in special education. I'm working in special education in the level 4 program as the substitute teacher in the building. I had my own classroom. I had things going for myself. And before that, worked in the medical field for over 20 years. I've always been able to, sustain my lifestyle. But that day changed everything. That part. Straight through the morning. Okay? And then repeat itself. Like on repeat, never stop. But now I walk in the hallway, and I go in the hallway and I break, and I get my tears out. Now at this time, it's time for my brother to speak. They only allowed 2 of us, but it was 3 of us. My baby sister definitely pushed her way up there. She was not taking no for an answer. Oh, well, it happened, and she said her piece. So what? I don't care. I don't think that was disrespectful. I think what was disrespectful is y'all parading this man in front of us, and then he get probation. Are y'all cool? Are y'all cool? So I come back in the courtroom. My brother is up there. He's telling his piece. And Now, once that happens, we are back behind the door, the little doors, and we're in the pews again. Now, we're in the pews, and people are standing at this point. It's kind of full. The courtroom happened to be full. I ain't know half the people. I only know me, my sister, and my brother. But it was full. So my brother stood up. Now, when my little sister was up there, she made a little bit of a fuss because she was upset. She was hurting. I don't care. She was hurting. So what the clerk did was they called for, actually, no, that's not true. She didn't call because the officer of the court during the time we went to court, he was saying that he was watching on the monitor and he decided to come into the courtroom. Okay. But when he come into the courtroom, he's instantly antagonizing us. Yes, antagonizing us, a white T man. He's like very tall. He had on a suit and he's like antagonizing us. And, you know, we're upset, of course. And there was control. We weren't fighting. We were just, you know, feeling the feelings that we were feeling. It hurt. It's not like this don't happen. How many times you see in a courtroom where a family who's in there fighting for justice for their deceased loved one is emotional. That's what we were. We were emotional. We were expressing that emotion. It wasn't violent. So the officer is just like antagonized. He just comes stand right over us. Now at this time we're sitting and he's standing over there to the point to where he's staring at us. So here we go. We want to have a little staring contest. Let's do it. This is what you want to do. This is what you want to do. So me, I'm like, why? Who pissed in your Cheerios this morning? Why are you so upset with us? Do you realize that we are the victim's family? Meaning in turn, we're the victims? Why are you standing over us and antagonizing us? Do you have anything else better to do? He told me I should shut up. You shut up. Now he goes down the line. He's going back and forth with my little sister. She's crying. She didn't stop crying just to have that stare off with him because he wanted to antagonize her. So she wiped her tears and she's staring at him too, like, yo. So now my brother stands up because, again, the courtroom is full. We couldn't see. So my brother stood up and he got his hands in front of him like this, you know, just chilling, standing there. And he's very respectable, quiet. Like my brother is not like that. We all grown in there over 30. You feel me? I'm the eldest at that time. I was 41. How old was I? 41. He's standing over us. So he tells my brother, sit down. So my brother's like, and I in turn say, hold on, that's a grown man. You don't need to talk to him like that. This is what I'm telling the officer. This is a grown man. He has every right to stand here. Like, what is your problem? So my brother, he kind of like, I got this, sister. And he says, officer, if you don't mind, I would like to stand because I cannot see over these people in front of me. And the officer's like, no, you need to sit down. My brother said, I think I'll just stand. Just like that. My brother is not loud, not disrespectful, but he meant what he said. He was just like, I think I'll stand. He didn't like that. So now probation, the judge is giving his last, saying to the drunk driver, telling him that, you have probation. If I see you here again, you go into prison, blah, 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 giving him his walking papers. Now, as we are about to leave out of the courtroom, the judge say, hey, because in a situation like this, it makes sense. Hey, escort this family, and then escort you guys escort this family. So they kind of separated the escorts. And we had the antagonizing officer and his minions. So as we're getting ready to leave out of the courtroom, there was another guy that came from the back. He came from the jail, so they was bringing him into the courtroom to try to go through his case. He had violated his probation. He was on probation for touching on my niece and her sisters. So when we saw him, it was like, damn, 2 for 1, right? So my little sister, like, judge, she went all the way through the double doors up towards the judge and was like, if you're not going to fry him, the drunk driver, then fry him for touching on my niece. Because that's literally what he was in there for. He was in violation of the probation that he got for violating my niece. He violated my niece and her sisters, and he was also on probation. So when he walked in, we like, whoa. I felt that. It was like my heart just, I wanted to be like, but I couldn't, and I didn't. You know, I have great self-control. I've been in a lot of situations. So my sister, she bust through them double doors, and she like, if you're not gonna fry him, fry him. So at that time, you know, judge banging this gavel, hey, like, chill. So we get to walking out. My sister comes, we're walking out. As we're walking out, the officer right behind us with the suit, Mr. Suit Man, is right up on me. We walking out, and we so close to the elevators, it's not even funny. Like, literally, it wouldn't have took me nothing but 5 seconds at best to get to the elevator to get up out the building. Now I'm walking and he's behind us, just telling us to shut up. He telling us to shut up because of what just happened in the courtroom. You don't get to say stuff like that. You don't get to tell my sister, like, what you mean we don't get to say? Man, be quiet. Like, you be quiet. And I'm saying the same thing. I'm right behind her. I'm right with her. We kind of simultaneously adding as he's at us, you know, and he's telling us to shut up. And I'm like, shut up for what, man? I'm going to the crib. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, we can talk about what just happened in that courtroom. Like, what just happened in my family. Is you cool? And he's steady telling us to shut up. So I'm like, yo, I tells him, you are the professional in this situation. Why are you antagonizing us? Why are you doing that? He told me to shut up again. I'm like, you shut up. And he's like, if you don't shut up, I'm going to have you arrested. So I'm like, because I won't shut up? Man, is you cool? I said, I don't see no sign on this hallway, telling me that I need to be quiet. Like, who you think you is? Like, you antagonizing my family. This ain't cool. You're not cool. You're supposed to be the professional. Why aren't you showing us how to behave in this hallway? He told me to shut up again. I said, you shut up. And what's crazy is both me and my sister said it at the same time. You shut up. And then that's when that mother went, arrest them. Boom. His minion straight came from me. He grabbed my arm. I snatched away. And I'm like, what am I being arrested for? As soon as I snatched away, yo, he rushed me like a bull. Talking about, he rushed me into the corner, took my head into the wall, banged it into the wall. Then he slung me around like a rag doll. And I'm like, yo, whoa. Then he ready to take me down head first. Now, anybody know courthouses, them floors? Is you cool? That might as well be concrete. It really is. It's the same thing. It's just glazed over. He about to take me down. I'm telling y'all, when he first banged my head against that wall, I'm seeing all type of stars. I'm talking about, I thought my eyes was crossed. Like, I ain't never been handled like that before in my life. Not even if I ever got into a fight, I've been handled like that. And he get ready to slam me to the ground. All I was thinking was, you're not about to kill me, man. I'm not about to die today. Because that's exactly what I felt like. I was going to die if I would have hit that ground head first, because that's how he was taking me. He was trying to get my feet. He's literally trying to take me down head first. Nah, I reversed it. Yeah, I reversed it. We hit the floor together, and we both hit the floor on our backs. Like, I don't know what you thought. But we hit the floor together. And when we hit the floor together, I'm not going to say everything that happened on that floor. Not on here, I'm not. But it didn't go as planned. I tell you that. And after that, boom, we get arrested. We go to jail for 4 days. My man's and them like, felonies. We looking like felonies. Man, me, my sister, and my brother got hit with 2 felonies and a misdemeanor. They said we assaulted them and resisted arrest. But first of all, what was the arrest for? There was no reason for an arrest. That's where I feel like the injustice started. What are we being arrested for? Now, we go to jail. Again, the white boy that killed, that unalived my brother, he he never spent one day in jail, not even the same night that he hit my brother. They instantly came and got him. He instantly went to the crib. He never spent one day in jail throughout that whole time, up until now. But we go to jail for 4 days. Now I get no medical care, and I express to them. It's even written in the reports that I express to them that I do need medical care. Didn't get it, so I'm in there just concussed, just trying to make it through the 4 days. I didn't eat. I wouldn't drink none. I'm talking about when I got out, my lips was so dried up because y'all had me messed up. The only time I would drink something is if they was giving us a water and we would get the little cups like this. That was it. I wouldn't eat. It was like a pregnant woman in there. So every time I got my tray, I would just give it to her. Because at first I wasn't going to get a tray, but I'm a mom and a woman, and that lady was in there pregnant, and I'm like, yo, let me just give her my tray. She was like preserving food, saving it. So I would get my tray just for her, but I wasn't eating that. And then I'm in there as a therapist. Like I'm walking everybody through their time. Whole time I'm in that boy scared to go to sleep. Scared to go to sleep because my head, I had bruises all over me. By the time I got out, they was very faint. So I didn't get good pictures, but I did get pictures. Yes, he was at the crib chilling, feet up. Talking about spent every holiday at the crib. Spent every night, every day, like still went to work too. Crazy, right? So I'm in jail 4 days. We in jail for 4 days. We got out of jail on my brother's birthday. My youngest brother that was in there with us. It was his birthday when we got out. I instantly called my cousin, like, yo, get me up out of here. She trying her best to figure it out. They did not give us no charges for real until they couldn't hold us no more. They held us for the 72 hours and then gave us the charges. And we got bond, $2,000. So 10% of that, $200. He worked for, I forget the name of the company, but it was a company that they did the windshields and stuff for Chrysler vehicles. So yeah, and I think his family owned that. So yeah, they got sued too. But once we get out of jail, I never made it back to work, y'all. My last day working, that September 30th was, I think, a Monday, because I think the Lions played, and I took that day off to go to court. And I never made it back to work. So September 27 would have been was my last day of work, 2024. I was put on admin leave until everything was over, so they were still paying me. By the time February got here, we were still fighting the case, and my job was just like, yeah, no. So when February got here, I decided to just take a misdemeanor, which I had to pay my lawyer $5,000 just for that. A lot of people say I got whooped. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a paid lawyer. I should have walked away with nothing really. But whatever. The crazy part is there's no body cam footage. He took me into a dead spot where the cameras can't get to or see, which I'm hearing through a lot of people back home that this is what they do. They purposely did that. So it was their word against ours, period. There was nothing we could do about it. And then they wrote so many statements and lied on me. I still got every statement, like I wasn't playing. Every statement, they lied on me. A large black woman was coming towards me aggressively. They said a whole lot of stuff. Large black woman, I'm smaller than all y'all. What we talking about? So we get hit with the 2 felonies misdemeanor. We fighting it in court, and me and my brother, we took a plea deal for the misdemeanor because it was said that it was just for the resisting, and that it wouldn't stop me from being able to keep my job. But they lied. I wasn't able to keep my job. I wasn't able to. When you look up what I went through, when you look up the charge in the system, it don't even come up as a misdemeanor. It come up as a felony. Right? So with that, I can't work with kids anymore. And again, remember, I was in college. working on my bachelor's to become a teacher. I'm already in the level 4 center working with, kids who have moderate to severe cognitive disabilities. So that was my job at the time. I think it was a setup too. So when they do background checks on me, it come up and it says police officer assault causing injury. No, it wasn't no withdrawing of nothing. I just had to withdraw. Well, here it is. I was in a part of a Talent Together program through my job. Talent Together program was taking people who was already in the schools, working with these kids. You could be a paraprofessional and not have any college credits at all, or if you had college credits, it'd be fast tracked for you and the program pays for it. So I was nominated by my boss to go into the program, and I was accepted. And I was in school. I had literally just started that August. So I was in school just a few months. But I was still going through like June of the following year because I wanted to try to fight it. I thought that I could, but I couldn't get into any other school. They wouldn't hire me anywhere because, again, when they did the background check, it was coming up as a felony. And all this behind losing Don Jarrell. Listen, fighting for my brother, dealing with Claressa nasty attitude at the funeral, dealing with the court and the nasty officers in the courthouse, getting beat up by the officer. I lost everything. I can't work in my field. I built my skill set over the last 25 years. I can't use one. They won't even hire me as a cashier at Target because I'm considered a felon. Know how hard it is to find a job? Like every interview that I have, I get the job off top just based off my skill set and just me, right? Alone. And then as soon as that background check come in, boom, they asking me questions. So I'm having to relive telling the story over and over again about losing my brother and blah, blah, blah. And for them to just ignore me. One place gave me a start date, congratulations, after I explained, after I gave them the right paperwork as far as my background check showing them that I do not have a felony. They gave me a congratulations and then just disappeared on me, just ghosted me. I'm contacting them like, yo, what's up? Like, what? Nothing. Having to relive this, it pissed me off for a while, like, because that was like the fourth time I had to relive it and explain to these people just for them to tell me. Now, that's what happened with my job that I did have, because I could have stayed with my job under the misdemeanor, but my boss did not believe that I had a misdemeanor. She said I was lying. She wanted me to go back to the courts and get more paperwork from the judge showing that I didn't have a felony, but rather a misdemeanor. She didn't believe nothing I gave her. She just was like, I think she backed the blue. You feel me? I think she gonna back her people. And so the boss that I had was fairly new to me because I got a promotion. I started off as a paraprofessional. I did that for 3 years. And then I got the building substitute job where I got my own classroom. So that put me in a different bracket. So I had a different supervisor. And this lady barely knew me like the center did. So she didn't care. She just knew I was a Black woman, got into it with the police. Even though I told her the story behind it and what happened, she felt like if they say I did it, I did it. So yeah, she terminated me. Very traumatizing. I'm still traumatized. I have neurological issues because of that. That's why it's hard for me now to articulate myself. I move in slow motion. It's stuff that I cannot do. I can't be on my feet for longer than 30 minutes just being active. Right? Like I'll be in here cooking. I'm very forgetful. I leave the stuff. It's a lot of stuff, that I go through neurologically, and there's no justice, nothing. I lost everything. My means to take care of my family. Like, it's hard. It wasn't cool at all. Very much so. And you know what's crazy, Myra? I told her that. I said, ma'am, all you gotta do is talk to the people in the center that I work with. They'll tell you exactly who I am. I'm literally what they call the calm to the storm. Literally, all my coworkers love me down. The kids in the center love me. They were like, how could you, like, I'm so calm. They wanted to learn from me. You all right, son? Just, you all right? I'm so calm. You know, I was able to get kids to do certain things that nobody able to get them to do. The most dangerous student in the building, boy, I miss him too. That was my boy. But the most dangerous student in the building, he didn't separate jaws. You feel me? I have yet during the time that I was there the whole 5 years to be, I didn't have my hair pulled, I done been spit on, but I have yet for one of those students to rock my jaw like that or rock me. I had a good rapport with him. I had this calm about myself. It was easy for me. It was easy for me. And I actually had compassion and really cared about them. So I think that was another thing, because a lot of my coworkers were like, oh my God, not all of them. Not all of them. Some of them. I won't say all. The ones that did care, them was my people. The ones that was there for a check, yeah, they can kick rocks with their shoes and socks off. And I would let them know that about my kids in this building. We didn't play like that. I was their mama, because I would think, like, if this was my son, well, because my son did go through a lot. And that's the reason I got into special education. So I was big mama. Like, no, we're not doing that with my babies. I don't care what they just did. Bitch you, okay. You know they cognitively impaired. What we talking about? There's no reason for you to take that personal. You taking it personal? Then go find something else to do with your life. It's not here. It's not here. And I think those kids could read that in me. I'm talking about these babies love me so much. Love me so much. I had a twin in there who looked nothing alike, Lord. But he would call me twin, his twin. Have mercy. And if they could see me right now with my haircut, they'd be like, what? But I really, truly miss them. I do. And they took all that away from me. I lost all of that. And then not to mention going through the depression and the mental, like losing Donjarell was just like losing my own life. Like, and just fighting for him, even spearheading the wrongful death suit. I did all of that. And right now I'm isolated from the family. Crazy, right? That's what they do though. I don't understand it. I could say so much, but I'm not. Because how I'm even able to still be here and with a roof over our head, food in our cabinets and refrigerator, I can't. It is what it is. Sometimes God don't allow certain people to help you, and I'm okay with that. Fine, you don't have to help me. I'll figure it out. And honestly, I don't know how it be happening. God just be making the way. He do. But boy, go in the kitchen. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, I did not cook dinner tonight. Today was just not it for me. Yeah. Yeah, they need to find another job because that ain't it for them. But I definitely miss my work. I miss my work. Of course, it was how I was able to financially care for my family. Not only that, again, I was working on my bachelor's to become a special education teacher. I was very excited about that. I'm talking about, me and my family, we were happy about it. And then just that one day going into the sentencing took all that away from me. All of it. And I honestly, I'm still dealing with the grief of it. Like feel like I'm just now grieving down Jarrell for real. Because I had so many other things to take care of that I couldn't even grieve him. And I feel that in my body, And I'm trying to gain back my strength. I don't have a lot. of strength. I lost, I don't know how much weight. I probably went from, I'll say, a 12, 13. I was in between 12, 14 size to, I'm probably about an 8. Yeah, 8 to 10. I'm for sure. Nothing fits. It's crazy. I've never seen myself this way. And then my son, in college and play basketball, that he doesn't even want to do it anymore. He's to the point to where he's about to go just get a trade so he can help his mom. It's been stressful. And right, that's Jair. But it's been stressful. I don't like that my son feels like that, and he had to put his life on pause because of health issues that his mom is going through. He don't want to leave me by myself. He has opportunities. My son has opportunities to go out of state, to go to school, 4-year university, full rides. He won't leave me, no matter how many times I tell him. He just won't leave me, because he's seen what issues I have neurologically from that officer. And what's crazy is when we went to court, the officers was up on the stand just lying. Said that I threw my middle finger up, and I said when they come outside, I was going to beat them up. Like, why would you believe that after we sat in front of the man that took our brother's life for 2 years? 2 years straight, and we never bust a move. Make that make sense. That's not my character. And then I tried to let, the lawyer know, like, I put that in my lawyer's ear that I paid $5,000 to. Right? And this ain't even trial. That was his retainer. So I told him that. And then I said, look at my job and what I do. You could talk to the people that I work with. I have to have a certain type of calm to be able to do that. That should speak for my character right there. That speaks for my character right there. You don't need anything else. I've never had a write-up in my job. I've never put my hands on the kid, even in my hair getting pulled and all that. I know how to legally deal with that, and I know how to do it in a way that it doesn't hurt them, and I don't get hurt, and everybody good. So why would I be threatening officers and stuff like that? What do you mean? Who was I telling when I get outside, I'm going to beat you up? That big YT man got on that stand and claimed that I gave him a concussion and back pain. He was getting Toradol shots and stuff like that. I'm like, man, he been getting those. That ain't nothing that I did. Nothing. With his big self. He was to me. Like, bro, what'd I do to you? What about what you did to me? They won't address that they didn't give me medical care and I asked for it. That's neglect. That's medical neglect. That's a whole case. But when I talked to lawyers, you know what they told me? They said it would be difficult based on the fact that there was no body cam footage and there is no video footage of the officer doing what he did. But me and my sibling said what he did. Don't matter. They sat there and lied and got away with it, and then added more lies to the lie and got away with it. And now here I am, can't find a job. I just had a job interview, so hopefully, and it's a sit down, y'all. This job will be perfect for me because it's back in the medical field, but I don't really do much. But I sit there and I'll report on what I see. And I'm just hoping I can get that so I can just at least take care of my family. He was working with them. My lawyer was working with them. Afterwards, I found out that they were on a bowling team together. They had like organizations together. So that right there in itself should have been dropped. Like, it's no way that he was supposed to be defending me, and he's friends of them. And he's a paid lawyer. We're not talking about court appointed. I can see a court appointed. Yeah, they work together, period. But a paid lawyer, $5,000 of my money, and you got me a plea deal of a misdemeanor because we couldn't afford to go all the way to trial. I wasn't going to be able to pay for no lawyer to go to trial. That would have been double what I paid. Double. That would have been $10,000 to $15,000. I didn't have that. I had the $5,000 to get me off, and he didn't get me off. He worked with them. He did not cross-examine them right. He didn't do nothing. Everything that I said, he was just looking at me like, Then when you go up there, he's not clearing up nothing. Next thing I know, I got a misdemeanor plea deal sitting in front of me for resisting. But then when you look me up in the system, it says police officer assault causing injury. Why would anybody hire me? I can't, because of it being violent, people don't want to hire me. It's nothing I can do. I can't use none of my skill sets. So I'm just stuck. So yeah, I'm going to get on here and I'm going to say what it is when it comes to Claressa Shields, her mammy, her sister. I don't give a damn. I'm going to say it happened. So what? And nobody going to check me. Ain't nobody going to do nothing. Even in my what I got going on with my health, nobody's going to do anything and can't nobody move me. Because the worst of the worst can already happen to me. It's nothing nobody can say and do. Being isolated from my family, man, ain't nothing no stranger can do to me. My family already got that in the bag. What? Anybody gonna do nothing? I don't care. It's all good. It's all good. I ain't worried about it. King. Sorry. Ain't nobody at the door for you. Ain't nobody at the door for you. He thinks everybody is up at the door for him every time he hears something. But yeah, y'all, that's what I'm dealing with. And I'm trying to just get my life back. That's all. Trying to get my life back, trying to keep my head above water, trying to keep a roof over our head. Because we down here, we don't really have anybody here. So that'd be hard if I lost my place. I probably would have to go back to Flint, and that's Trap City for me. I feel like I get trapped and everything bad happen. Lo and behold, I go back home and stuff happen. I can't afford to happen. I don't know. Maybe I do need family support, but then what about my babies? I can't uproot my son in high school right next door. Like, that's perfect for us without me having a car. He finally has friends and he love it over there. He's accepted. He don't go through the things that he went through in middle school and before that. I barely get phone calls. I don't get phone calls at all. He's so responsible. This is the best thing that could have happened. I don't want to let it go. I want to stay. And hopes that I can find employment to get us through. And that's what I'm trying to do. So that's why I'm here. Again, I got another interview. It was Thursday, but then she just emailed me. So it'll be Saturday. Yeah, it'll be Saturday evening, probably around the same time, like 7. She's emailing me now. So I'll be back Saturday, but this time I'll be back with my sister to tell more about what that heifer did at that funeral home during the time of Don Jarrell's passing. So yeah, that's when I'll be. Why is the chat disconnected? See, this one I don't. Oh, there you go. Yeah. So that's it in a nutshell. And on Saturday, we're gonna expound. It'll be more people on there, and then I'll navigate them to my channel I'm building. I went live on TikTok today. It was brief. I was just trying it out. I'm not good at that, like starting off talking at first, because I think I'm a little too professional and it comes off as boring. And people on TikTok be wanting you to be all animated and live and all this. I guess, I guess. But I clipped it in hopes that people see it and want a story time or something, maybe I can get that. Yeah. It was two more people that was supposed to be here, and I just had to get on them real quick. But they late, very, hey, $5 fine. $5 fine. Yep, there you go. $5 fine. $5 fine. No, silly. I said I'm going live on my page tonight. You ain't got to have it. I'm docking your pay. She thought. But I said I'm going live tonight, and then I have another interview with another lady on here at the end of this week. It's changed to Saturday, actually. See, old people. I thought it was me. It ain't. But that's the story in a nutshell, y'all. Y'all got some questions. What peoples? Girl, them peoples, you call any of the peoples, them peoples already don't like me. It's fine. The people don't care. Them peoples do not care. But, oh, yeah, my books. Because this live is going to be replayed, so people can still watch on my channel. Bow. Okay. I did that. But y'all, good news. I am working with a publisher for the third book. So I'm excited about that. And then this is the second one. So yeah, and I'm excited about my work. Stuff I've been putting off for years. I finally did it. But again, I'm working with a publisher. They contacted me when they seen my book and asked, if they could work with me. And I'm excited about that. So let's see how far that goes. Because I need help. You understand? I need help because this is my little illustration. But I think I did a good job. But I want to do better. I'm working on the third one and possibly putting them all together. I don't know. But when I get these publishers, I'll see how that works. I'm excited about that. And I'm just going to keep coming here and telling my story. And I'll probably just start making little video clips. Not probably, I am. I got my little whiteboard where I'm trying to keep up with stuff because my memory is shot to death. Boy, I tell you, I be forgetting all type of stuff. And it's not even funny. Like, seriously. My TikTok is hold on. So I'm gonna have to put it in the chat. Look at he was boiling the heck out of him and forgot. Kenya Ann with a 0. Let me just put it in the chat. My TikTok is but wait, is you gonna be able to? It's at Kenya. But you could type my name in and find it too. That is not how you spell my name, Lord. Yeah, Kiana, you missed everything. I was telling what happened, so you can commentate. That's my TikTok, y'all. But girl, boo. It was my glasses. Um, right. Oh, big head self. No, he cut his locks off too, so he got the little curly hair like me.
No, I don't.
A movie. I know. Oh my goodness. Y'all, I'm glad y'all are here. Thank y'all for joining me for my first little live. I was gonna share it on Facebook, y'all, but then I said, because I got to get rid of certain things and certain people and certain ways that I feel, and I just didn't want. So I just kept it a little intimate. It's fine because this will be shared, and people can come watch if they want. It's fine. The description is there, so if they want to. And then after this live I do on Saturday, I'm pretty sure people, I'll have high traffic. Expound on that better. Basically, get myself out there a little more because I really just want to deal with the injustice at this point and what I can do to get up out of this situation I'm in. Yeah. And again, initially I came here. The basis was speaking on Claressa Shields and her unhinged behavior, and her unhinged self, her lack of character, having Bigfoot. What you say, before you walk out my life 3000 she had on? Man, this fool go say the before you walk out my life 3000 because I was talking about Claressa's shoes at the funeral, sis. Them white shoes. She gonna say they the dang on before you walk out my life 3000s, and I love that. I'm using it from here on out when I speak about that heifer. For real. Oh my goodness, that is just the funniest thing. Your cousin said, "Hey, Jair." Your cousin Jerry said, "Hey."
Huh?
She said, "Hi." She saw your little head peeking. They said hi. They said hi. All right.
Hello.
I'm actually using my mic this time. Yeah, I'm getting up there. I'm learning. No, Jair gone. No.
Hold on.
Hold on, because he think.
All right.
Yeah, he got to be on camera. Have mercy.
Okay.
But yeah, man. I'm gonna be back to talk about. Man, I wish a movie would be fire. I'll tell it all, everything. The from everything, because a lot happened. A whole lot happened in these last couple of years, and a whole lot happened in these last couple of years, starting from Claressa and the dang on funeral, and again with the before you walk out my life 3000 she had on, acting like a dang on fool to the officer putting hands on me and me dealing with. And then y'all, I'm looking like certain comments. Somebody gonna comment when I did that interview with Nylah. Chick gonna comment and say, see, I'm good with these bullies online. It's nothing they can do to me. They don't hurt me. And I'm funny. But she gonna say, as I'm talking, because I move around, I can't. I guess I do. I don't give a damn what you feel. No, I'm supposed to just. These people crazy. That's just like one time this lady at work gonna tell me who he was. Oh, that's easy. Don Jarrell was a barber. All right. And we know with barbers, those conversations that you have sitting in the chair. I'm talking about he went from cutting bowls, like bowl cuts, like a bowl, because he would put a bowl, because he never went to barber college. But my boy had clientele up the heat. All right. He had so much clientele. When he first started, he was young, and it's so many of us like cousins that's how he learned. Right? He picked up them clippers. He was giving them bowl cuts. He would put the bowl on top of your head, and then a barber therapist, and then cut around. Man, he used to mess up Joe head so bad. He used to mess up my cousins' them head, but they never stopped coming to him. And then just through the years, he just got better and better and better and better, to the point to where he was just the man. He was just the man out in Beecher. Well known. My grandma lived out in Beecher for how long? Shoot, she raised all her kids in that house, with my mama and them. My granddaddy was there first before he married my grandma. So we had been out in Beecher basically all our life. Grandma's house still out there standing. But Don Jarrell would cut hair. He got to the point to where, because he wasn't in no shop, he would cut hair in the house until grandma got tired of that. But my brother would put his book bag on with his clippers, go to the store. He'd be at the store getting his little clientele. He getting more and more, and then again, through the years, he just skyrocketed. And then he was just lucky with money. He was one of the ones that you would look at and be like, he broke. Man, please. Man, please. That's why I don't understand them kids right now, because my brother wasn't flashy at all, but he was a good man. Like a lot of people would tell you, if they got their hair cut by him, they would say that once they get their hair cut by my brother and they leave, shoot, it felt like, he understood them. He fixing problems, because as he cutting your hair, you just talking to him about everything. It got to the point like he went from cutting their hair, his peers' hair, to their children heads. You understand? Like it then he ended up in the shops. He ended up in the barber shops, and he was in that boy 24/7. He did not like to not cut hair. Like it just wasn't a day that he didn't want to cut. Got to understand it for sure. That was his saying. Got the understanding. I got the understanding. And he definitely did. My brother was dope. He was beautiful. Like my boy eyes changed colors. You hear me? No lie. Straight changed colors. Gray, hazel, brown. What's another color? Green. Like they just literally changed colors. For, as you can see. Yeah, if you can't see it on my light, it's horrible. But a high yellow thing. He was not adopted, bro. Chill. He high yellow like his mama. Like his mama was. And that was my big brother. The money man. When I tell you that man can go play the lottery and hit for thousands of dollars at a time, he was just lucky with money. That's why in his death he brought money. That was just who he was. It was his walk. It was, the way God made him. Right. I wouldn't dare, I probably would because he's my brother, but no, he was not adopted. Yes, I love my brothers. I'm fight for them. That's why I'm still fighting for Don Jarrell, because I feel like it was unfair to him. He did not get justice. He was fine. Yes, that was y'all inside joke. You always told that. But my brother that's my brother. I miss my brother, and I feel like he didn't get the justice that he deserved. And that's why my foot is on Claressa's fat neck. That's why my foot is on homeboy neck, because who do you think you are? The audacity, okay? The white boy got away and got probation. She did all of that and got away with it. No, you're not. I'm going to tell it, and I don't care who say what. I don't care at all. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I ain't letting nobody get away with nothing. His baby mama too. Because see, I He wanted me to do some things while he was here that I didn't. And you know what? I probably wouldn't steal to this day because it's not worth it. Because, you know, karma is much stronger than me. That's it. Exactly. God got the vengeance. Karma is much stronger than me. You know, people over there, alcoholed out, dried up, looking like dope fiends because they can't stop smoking and popping pills and stuff. And I'm over here, I'm going through it neurologically. Yes, it's horrible. It really, truly is. Like I just had a sharp pain, just cut through the back. It happens all the time to me, and I have to chill. But they going through all of that off the drinking and drugging, and I'm over here sober, just being obedient. I sing, dance. Don't let me forget. What? I got a song that I wrote. Like to hit, here it go. But no, I am putting together something because I got his voice on something that I want to put together, and I wrote around it. So I'm going to, once I get my following up, I'm going to share that with everybody because I think it's dope. And he was a dancer. Now, everybody was jealous of bro. I mean, he can cut a rug, okay? My brother cut up every function because our family got together a lot. It wasn't, we didn't miss a beat. We're very, very close. Before DJ. My brother could dance, he could sing, because he was just talented. Thank you for reminding me of that. So much that I could say about Don Jarrell. He was a good dad. He just dealt with the wrong women. I'm gonna say wrong woman because that was the one he had the major problems with, her. But talented in so many areas, man. He was smart, very. Let me tell you something. My brother was slip something. He had to start talking to himself. You feel me? Yeah, just like Claressa and her big feet. You know she ugly, like a dope fiend. Can y'all hear me? But bro was definitely that. He got no justice, and I don't like it. And in his death, he's very disrespected. If your brother could tell your family and people involved one thing, what do you believe he would say? He would say, why y'all playing with my sisters? Why is y'all playing with my sisters? That's what he would say. Why y'all playing with my sisters? That's the only thing that's gonna make that boy come up out his bag. Why y'all playing with my sisters? And he wouldn't have claimed no Claressa Shields. That's on my mama. He wouldn't have claimed her. Watch out. No, yeah, that, but they playing with his sisters. Yeah. Why is y'all playing with my sisters? I don't know what y'all thought this was. Yeah, that's what he would say. He gonna come step behind his sisters because he know what it is. Listen, Don Jarrell will call, give the complaint, talk him through it, we figure it out. You understand? So ain't no way. Like when, you know, Claressa kept getting posted by a little sister and people were saying, you know, that's his cousin. No, it's not. And he never would have claimed her. Look at, if this is your cousin, then why did you decide that you weren't going to help the fraternal side of the family that needed the money? Because we didn't. I just want to keep reiterating that. Maternal didn't need it. Fraternal needed it. So if this is your cousin, why would you not still help them as you promised? As you promised, and you claiming him as your cousin, though. Is you cool? Is you cool? Then to come try to intimidate somebody and trying to be a bully. Like, is you cool? No. He definitely would have addressed that. Probably would have addressed Tony, like, bro, for real? You just gonna let this little man, little dude just like disrespect my family like that? Because again, the maternal side wasn't nothing for us. It was all you. It was all Tony and them. We don't owe her no loyalty. I damn sure don't. Like I said, showing up in them damn Monica 3000s before you walk out my life, you ain't doing nothing over here. Watch out. I didn't even know her that really had no money. I don't nobody even know her. My sister didn't even know who she was. Man, what? Yes, cousin. What? Donjarell with them long legs. Stop playing with him. My brother was the life of the party. Now you go to. I forgot she had that fur on, bro. You was that was raccoon. I forgot she had that raccoon. That I think she killed it with her bare hands too. Yeah, I think she murdered that thing. Oh man, because see, again, at that time, she was wearing the leggings that was saggy in the front. Who needed money for her? You got leggings on that saggy in the front. I came to the city, didn't bring no clothes, had to go buy clothes. So what are we talking about? Who's broke? Who's broke? Get up out of here. I forgot she had that rug fur on. With them before you walk on my life 3000s. Watch out. And it's a lot of enablers, Claressa Shields fans that I just like, man, watch out. I don't care. Like, how's she gonna turn up her nose at you when she was looking like she was looking? Make that make sense. Probably because Tony smiled at you and you gave him a hug. You know that nigga, you know that girl jealous. That's probably what it was. Because like I said, he got the wandering eye, and when he was looking, she did dang on 360 to see who he was looking at. And my ignorant self like this. Don't even like him. I never did. Through all these years, I never did. Ugh. Nobody want him but you, girl. Watch out. She sure did turn up her nose at you. And I didn't even remember. See, I was so focused on everything else. It was like I didn't remember or see a lot of things that happened between you and her, Kiana. I didn't know she did all that extra stuff. I know what she did, though. When she came and stood up over me, sis, you were sitting right next to me. Did she stand up over me and point? Definitely did. Definitely did. And I swear, a lot of the comments like, well, she shouldn't have came. If I felt like that, why y'all didn't stop her from coming? Did you not hear me say everything that I said? I wasn't worried about that thing. I wasn't worried about homeboy. I wasn't worried about homeboy. But in that moment, I had to be responsible. I wasn't finna go down like that. It wasn't. Then we would have been all over the social media, and it would have been in her favor. Think about it. It would have been in her favor. Because she would have ran with the narrative of the family was mad because she didn't pay. I'm not giving her the satisfaction. I'm not giving her the satisfaction of nothing. Nothing. Well, why are you talking about it now? Because I can. I'm grieving my brother. So anything that's surrounding my brother, it can be goddamn a political leader. I'm gonna say it when it comes to my brother, and I don't care. So that's exactly how that would have looked. And I wasn't finna give her that. Smarter than that. You tried it. Try that somewhere else in another time. It wasn't gonna be about you. I wasn't gonna give you satisfaction. I'm sorry. It never was about money. Who asked? We didn't know until Tony Mama said it. And at that time, it got shut down. Just like that. We didn't entertain the conversation any longer. That phone got hung up. Stop playing. The chicken at the repast was, wait, remind me, Kiana, what? Because everybody was smacked. Wait, what happened? It's coming to me. I got a little bit of memory. But I'm telling you, that officer banging my head, it's a lot of stuff that I done forgot. What happened again? I know her, because somebody go say, I know she was eating at the repast because she liked to eat. And was. It was. She was like everybody else, but yes, she was. Trying to act like Boss Hog with them before you walk out my life 3,000 on. Swear for. Toes hanging over, like, man, watch out. Watch out. Who you trying to bully? And all I had to do was stomp on her toes. I'm not. But for what? For what? And embarrass my family over a nobody? Bro, at that time, again, she was wearing the damn leggings that was saggy in the front. Let's not act like it was just like, she looking like she looking right now with the $8 million 360 deal. It wasn't the same. It wasn't the same. Yeah, and then had the possum over her shoulder. Is you cool? Watch out. Remember when she walked up on me when I'm leaning against the car like this? I swear to God, if I could just replay it, the nigga's shoulders was up and she was like this. So, what? I stood up like, you throw my hood off. I was like, what up? What up? And just kept walking towards Tony. Yeah, go on to your little fiance. I don't know what you think you're doing. You're not doing that over here. Yeah, the possum over there. That nigga killed that with her bare hands and then wore it to the funeral. On me. With the before you walk out my life 3,000 on me. Say I'm lying. Somebody said they went back and saw that she was at the funeral on her page. Somebody really went and lurked on her page back to 2022 to see if my story was true. And it was. It was on her page. And I wonder if they definitely pulled a picture of the Monica 3000. Mm-hmm. Hey, killed that boy right out there on Hill Road. Got that boy in the ditch and wrestled it down. And Tony helped. He be missing leg day, so he didn't use his legs. I said what I said. I don't care. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing. Nobody. I swear, folks. It's the truth, though. I'm not lying. Like I said, I'm doing this for a reason. It ain't just about her. It's about everything surrounding Donjarell. It just started there. I just didn't know it was going to be as bad as it got. I didn't know that dude was going to end up with just probation. I didn't know that, the wrongful death suit was going to be what it was. I didn't know that I was going to get attacked by an officer. I didn't know none of that. Yes, big at the top and skinny at the bottom. Yes, skinny legs, but like big, real nice up here, right? Stay where he's strong up top. Yeah. I don't care. I'm gonna cut the live in about. I'm gonna go for the 2-hour mark. So about a couple more minutes, but yeah, man, I'm not here to bash them, but to tell the truth about one's character. Because every time I turn around, she on here playing victim. I can't stand somebody that like to throw rocks and then hide their hands. Like, why are you doing that? Why? Why do you do that? And you supposed to be what? The biggest bully of them all. Like she did the girl at the Christmas toy drive and then told everybody that girl was homeless. That girl wasn't nowhere near homeless. That's defamation. Like, you lying. She lied a lot. Yes, Josh got let go with probation. No, because I said it. I hope that every time you close your eyes, you see my brother. Guarantee you, he did. I guarantee you, he closed them eyes. He see Don Jarrell and he'd be like, oh, mommy. Probably running to his mother. And okay. See, sis, you weren't able to be down here for the court hearings, but the way his mother looked like a man, and his father was given female. Swear to God. Swear. And then Josh himself was given. And every day, every time we came up in there, he'd be like this. Looking scared. And my little sister would be like, don't be shaking now. Why you in here shaking? You weren't shaking when you was behind that wheel drinking and drugging. You wasn't shaking then. Be shaking now. Like, and then like was talking about the mommy and daddy. It was so funny because the mama was real butch, sitting there with her legs cocked open with some construction boots on, like she's scaring somebody. Lady, you woman. If you don't go on Susie, I don't even know what her name was no more. Man, he was acting scared. He was doing that in front of the judges and everybody, and they was protecting him. But the crazy part is he was sitting right next to us, sitting right in front of us. Like it wasn't no space in between us. Like, come on, man. If you was that scared, why you sitting your raggedy tail right here? Yeah. Okay, yeah, sis. I remember that. Oh, man, you can't make this stuff up, bro. I swear you can't. Ooh, I'll never forget. But what I didn't like is the fact that, the family was told that, oh, it wasn't me this time. It was Ann. It was me. Right. I wish I might as well have it because I'm living as a felon now. He was going to be upstairs. Definitely he was upstairs, bro. And I was downstairs. But listen, we should have, because we ended up with cases anyway. I walked away just living as a felon now when I should have just, bro. I could have just slapped him upside the head at least. Give him one of these nice little, Nope. It's definitely past her bedtime. That's why 10 more minutes and you done. You done for the night. I don't want to hear it. But yeah, I should have, because I got tackled and beat up and no footage to prove it except my life and these neurological issues that I have. And they bad. Really, they are. I'm scared. Like, I've been to the doctor already. They did do a scan when I first came out of jail, and it did show some malformation or whatever you want to call it. I think that's what it's called. It's on my paperwork. But now I'm having issues with getting insurance. I don't know why. And then also I'm scared to go by myself, because last time I went, they was trying to kill me in the hospital, man. I'm not going by myself. The stuff they be trying to do, I don't like. But I definitely need to go, because it seemed like it's just getting worse and worse and worse. Because again, my energy levels is messed up. Man, would have tore him up. Easy. Joe didn't care. When I paid for my lawyer and my sister lawyer, Joe was just like, you don't got to pay for me, sis. I'm going to take the court appointment. He didn't care, because Joe was Joe. He did not care. He not trying to go be a lawyer or nothing. Like, he don't care. He not trying to go be somebody dang on therapist or nothing. He didn't care. He wasn't trying to go to school. Like, that was my dream. So Joe didn't care. Oh, okay. Kiana, send me a picture of you for the thumbnail for our interviews. She said Saturday, but she got something going on Thursday. So if she do Thursday, whatever. But just send me a picture, or I'm gonna go steal one off your Facebook. Don't make me. But yeah. Now if the other brother, and what's sad about that is at the funeral he got taken away. You know, that was sad because I left out of the funeral. I left out of the church because I just was irritated at that point because there was a lot going on. And I guess it was time for me to cry and break down because I hadn't that whole time. And when I went outside, somebody came and was like, they just took him. And I'm like, yo, man, this is too much. It was just too much. Just like the day of the sentencing, it was too much. How you gonna walk Tyshawn in right after we just deal with Josh? Why you do that? And I think it's because we were a black family. They don't care. But when I was getting, when I signed my deal, the judge that was over there, he said it himself. He apologized to us and said that the officers know better because this is what they do. We see these type of cases all the time, so it wasn't no reason for them to act like that towards us. So if you yourself, judge, know that, then why you ain't just drop everything in? Just a lot of crazy stuff. Man, I'm gonna call you, sis. Just yeah. Yeah. A thumbnail is how I had Don Jarrell on the cover of this when you click on it, like before you come in. That's the thumbnail. It's just basically a picture to show, you know. Yeah. Yeah, but they claim it ain't none footage. They know it was some footage. And the reason they don't want to show is because they will show what that man did to me. And I would be rich right now. And I would have good insurance to take care of myself because all it's doing is just getting worse. I feel it. I know it. It's just what it is. I can barely go walk in the grocery store at this time. My son like, Mom, come on, let's go walk on the treadmill. I'm supposed to be doing that, but for some reason, I don't know. It's going to happen, though. I'm going to rebuild myself slowly. But I do need to go see about these neurological issues. Kiana, yeah, in the courtroom, but outside of the courtroom is where it happened, by the elevators. So ain't no way you don't have footage where the elevators at. That's stupid. Yeah, twin. Yeah, I know who you talking about, cuz. I know you talking about twin. I know my brother. He would have took that charge. He would have just said, I do the time. So they lucky. That one too, and Michael. I ain't gonna lie, Mike, because Mike was not there, he definitely would have been one. It definitely would have been Mike. Yeah. Mike would have, because that boy unhinged too. And he ain't play about Don Jarrell either. He did not. And I know when the officer put his hands on me, who would have been fighting with me. I mean, Joe came and took one of the officer's arm from around my neck, and then he got slammed. He did do that. And baby sis was in the corner crying. Which in turn is another reason why I fought back. That and my life flashed before my eyes, and I thought about my boys not having me no more. Literally, I was in fear of my life. I was. So, this just all of this behind Don Jarrell is heavy. It's a lot. So I'm gonna talk about it from A to Z as much as I want to. As much as I want to. And again, what I was saying about looking for a lawyer when I was trying, um, they didn't want to go against one lawyer. She flat out told me, but she cost too much. I couldn't afford her at the time, but she told me she can't stand Genesee County. She can't stand Genesee County, and she a Detroit lawyer, OG, older black woman, and she just she just I couldn't afford her. I couldn't afford her because I had paid for two lawyers. I paid for my lawyer and my sister lawyer. Had I not done that, I probably could have afforded her. But she was like, "Ain't no way that you should have got anything." She said I was supposed to walk away clean. But she was like, she cannot stand Genesee County because they corrupt. Oh yeah, I'm definitely sending invites out. A nice wife looking y'all see the nonsense I be having to deal with. And that's I'm the little sister. Well, I'm younger than you. You you see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about? Mm. Honey dips, bro. That word's supposed to be retired for you. You're not supposed to be saying honey dip anymore. Brother-in-law, that's all I got. Mm-hmm. Ain't me. You, as you can see, I'm being nice. Besides talking about raccoon chinchilla and with the Monica 3000s, that's what I said. Man, I need my old honey dips comment. I love my husband. Man, bye, man. What? We got 3 minutes left and I'm done because I can't take this. I don't know what I was doing inviting you here. First of all, you're an hour late. Yeah, Mara. That used to be a saying way back. I probably was in my 20s when we used to say honey dip. Me and my sisters. And here she go. Lord have mercy. I can't. It ain't on me, y'all. I'm not responsible for her. 21. 21 plus 25, 26. But I can't wait. That interview is going to be banging. I think that's where I'm going to get a lot of my followers. I'm going to be answering questions. Kiana's going to bring new heat, new information that I'm not telling because I wasn't in that position, but my sister was. And ain't nobody going to check us about it. Ain't nobody going to come to my sister about it, or they're going to have to answer to this one because I am also my sister's keeper. I wish a knuckle would. I wish they would. I want to. Joseph, I can't put Joe on the camera. I'm not putting Joe. Bro, I put Joe on the camera. It's just going to be confusion. I don't want to do that. Yes, we all are actually funny. Even the little one that's not speaking to us right now. Yes. Or we're not speaking to her. Whichever way it went, I don't know. But I'm just going to say just God's timing. I'm letting God take care of it. Hey, I am not calling Joe. No. No, maybe on one of my lives I'll do something like that. I'll do that. I will on one of my lives. I will. I love my brother. And my brother be having some stuff to say. You just have to understand him. That's it. Yes, we don't play. We do not play. But we not slow as the Shields. Don't do that. We not Shields slow. I just had to throw that in there. Yes, we have to pre-warn him so he can come in a certain way. For real. Because, yeah, Joe don't be remembering nothing. I tell you that right now. You asked him about that day at the courthouse, he didn't. Because when we was in jail, that fool had everybody laughing. When I say he had everybody laughing, he was making the officers in there mad because he had everybody laughing at him. He was singing songs. He was just like, just put me in the cell so I could do my time. I'm ready to do my time for the crime. And he ain't do nothing. He just took an officer arm from around my neck. And they slammed him to the ground and he hit his head. And when I say, I'm like, Joe, we yelling his name, you know? And he was just like, I'm okay. I'm fine. Guys, calm down. Brother is okay. That's Joe. He's so caring. That's how he is. Brother is fine. I'm like, all right. You just slam my brother on his head. Y'all messed up. Like, why y'all doing this? Man, it's over. It's over. It's over. I will do that. I will do that. That'll be nice. Mm-hmm. Joe. Oh man, it's so funny. But y'all, I'm gonna end this because I don't know. I need to get off this screen. My eyes. Well, I kept taking my glasses on and off because I kept feeling like I get like these like sharp pains that go like it's crazy. And I think sometimes it be the screen or whatever. But yeah. So I'll be back. Be on the lookout. Thank y'all for supporting, especially my cousin, because that baby is in class and she came through. I love y'all. Of course, no problem. You're welcome. And I will see y'all another time, or I'll be in y'all inboxes talking. And Kiana, I'm about to call you so I can help you understand what we got going on, because I don't got time for you to be being an hour late. You already got fined $5 this time. Next time, okay, it's gonna be, I don't know. Okay, I'm not gonna say no, I'm gonna put your name on the ballot. But I'll see y'all later. Thank you.